Hello and welcome. Have you ever waited for the perfect moment, only to realize it never came? Sometimes, the biggest opportunities in life begin with 3 simple words. Can you help me? Let's begin. A cool breeze swept across the school courtyard as students hurried between their classes. Sarah walked slowly, holding her English notebook against her chest. She had spent nearly 2 hours the previous evening working on an essay. She had checked every sentence, corrected every spelling mistake, and read it over and over again. Even after all that, she still wasn't sure it was good enough. As she reached her classroom, someone called her name. Sarah. She turned around. A young Japanese girl waved happily from the other side of the hallway. It was Aiko. Aiko had transferred to the school only a few weeks earlier, but she already seemed to know everyone. She smiled easily. She laughed often. She never seemed afraid of making mistakes. Good morning, Sarah smiled. Morning. The 2 girls walked into the classroom together. Aiko looked at Sarah. I heard we're getting our essays back today. Sarah nodded. I've been nervous all morning. Aiko laughed softly. I haven't. Sarah looked at her, surprised. Really? Aiko nodded. No. Sarah frowned. What if you made mistakes? Aiko shrugged. Then, my teacher will help me improve. Sarah became quiet. She had never thought about mistakes that way. For her, mistakes felt like proof that she wasn't good enough. For Aiko, they were simply part of learning. Mrs. Adams walked into the classroom, carrying a stack of papers. She smiled as she placed them on her desk. I've finished reading your essays. I was very impressed. One by one, she began returning the papers. When Sarah received hers, she held it for a moment before turning it over. At the top of the page was a large A-. Below the grade, Mrs. Adams had written, "Excellent ideas. Your writing is becoming more confident." A small smile appeared on Sarah's face. Then, her eyes stopped on the red corrections. The smile disappeared. I knew it. I made so many mistakes. Aiko glanced at Sarah's paper. You got an A-. Sarah nodded. But look at all the corrections. Aiko smiled. That's why teachers use red pens. Sarah looked confused. They're not trying to show you that you're bad. They're showing you how to become better. Sarah looked back at her essay. For years, she had seen corrections as criticism. Now, she wondered if they had always been guidance. After class, Mrs. Adams called Sarah to her desk. I wanted to ask you something. Sarah felt her stomach tightened. Yes, Mrs. Adams. I've noticed how much you've improved. Thank you. Mrs. Adams smiled warmly. Have you ever thought about joining our after-school English Conversation Club? Sarah's eyes widened. Me? Yes. Sarah looked down. I don't think I'm ready. Mrs. Adams didn't argue. Instead, she asked a simple question. When do you think you'll be ready? Sarah opened her mouth, ready to answer, but no words came. She didn't have an answer because the truth was she had been waiting to feel ready for a very long time. Mrs. Adams smiled gently. Sometimes confidence doesn't come before the opportunity. Sometimes it comes because of the opportunity. Those words stayed with Sarah for the rest of the afternoon. After school, Sarah and Aiko walked toward the bus stop. Autumn leaves drifted quietly across the sidewalk. For a while, neither of them spoke. Finally, Sarah broke the silence. Can I ask you something? Of course. How are you so confident? Aiko laughed softly. I'm not. Sarah looked surprised. You always seem confident. Aiko smiled. I still get nervous. I still make mistakes. I just stopped believing that mistakes decide who I am. Sarah became quiet. Those words settled gently in her heart as they reached the bus stop. Aiko noticed that Sarah was still thinking. You know, next week I'm going to the English Conversation Club. She smiled. You should. Come with me. Sarah looked toward the school building. For a long moment, she didn't answer. Then, she smiled softly. I'll think about it. It wasn't a yes, but it wasn't a no anymore. Sometimes, the first step isn't confidence. It's simply becoming open to the possibility